everyone. Today we will be making an easy vegan cauliflower Alfredo sauce. The ingredients that you will need for the actual sauce include a whole head of cauliflower, some spices. You can just use salt and pepper, or I like to use this spice grinder I filled myself. I bought it full from an Italian grocery store. When I ran out, I just refilled it with rosemary, salt, bay leaf, oregano, and also some garlic powder. So you can make any mixture you like. You also need a clove of garlic. And you also need a broth. You can use, this is a no chicken base, so it tastes like a chicken broth. Actually, there's no chicken in it though, so it's completely vegan, as you can see right there. Or you can use a simple vegetable broth, whichever one you like. I happen to like the better than bouillon vegetable broth. And a bit of pepper, and that's all you need for the sauce. Now for my actual pasta, I have some leftover noodles. You can use any pasta you like. And I'm going to be adding some sauteed broccoli, mushroom, and carrot. A couple optional ingredients you can also add to your sauce are nutritional yeast. For those of you who don't know, this is an actual yeast flake, and it has sort of a nutty, cheesy flavor. So vegans like to use it in like a macaroni and cheese per se, or anything you want to add sort of a nutty, cheesy flavor to. It is naturally high in B vitamins, including B12, which is often hard for vegans to come by. So this is a really delicious, nutritious way to add a cheesy flavor to your meals if you're a vegan. Also, if you want a little bit of tang in your sauce, you can just do a little bit of lemon juice. So I have that there as well. To cut the cauliflower, all we do is actually remove the green from the bottom. Now don't throw the green away. It often ends up in the garbage. However, it is completely edible, so you can use it by roasting it in the oven. You can saute it up. It's really high in fiber, vitamin K, and all kinds of other vitamins and minerals. Also on the top of the cauliflower, this one looks pretty good, but if you ever find a little bit of brown spot, all you do is take the knife and cut off that little bit of brown spot, and it'll taste just fine. That's it. That's all you need to do for this recipe. When cutting a carrot, all you actually want to do is wash the outside of the carrot. With root vegetables in general, a lot of the nutrition is actually in the skin. So all I do is cut off the tips, like so, and then you just chop it up and leave the skin on. A great way to cut broccoli so that these little florets don't end up all over your cutting board is to go ahead and cut between the little stalks, just about so. Never waste the stalk. This part is really tender and delicious, and you always want to use it in all your recipes. So it is actually a myth that when washing mushrooms, you can't put water directly on them. Mushrooms grow in the forest and they're exposed to rain all the time. So if this were true, when it rained in the forest, these mushrooms would get all soggy, and I don't know what else these people believe happens with wet mushrooms. So when I wash mushrooms, I go ahead and put them in the direct water under the sink. I keep them this way up, and all I do is gently peel with my thumb. If you move it up like so, do you see how it's peeling? Underneath the water, they'll come off really easily. All the dirt will come off, and you'll have a very nicely, gently peeled mushroom. I already did this one, so you can see how it turns out. Got a little broccoli on there. That's okay. You can see how it is white and clean now, and it's very quick and easy to do. And then your mushrooms are ready to cut. All we're going to do with our garlic, it's really easy. We're just going to cut off the little bottom part. We're going to smash it a little bit. Take off the peel. And surprise, it'll turn into 2 garlic cloves. Just kidding. Usually it's 1. And you can just throw the whole thing in the broth with the cauliflower just like this. So in a medium pot, I have about a cup of water and a teaspoon of the no chicken broth. I'm just going to mix this in. Alright, that's just about fine. Then we add the whole head of cauliflower. Just right in there. And the garlic. And all we do is cover, put that on medium heat, and let it steam. To make our vegetables, we're going to put a pan over medium heat and add about just 1 or 2 teaspoons of olive oil. That's about good. And we're going to start with the mushrooms. Go ahead and put those down. Be sure to stir your mushrooms to evenly coat them in the olive oil as they cook. So a really interesting thing about mushrooms is that they contain chitin, which is the same thing that they make surgical stitches out of. It's also naturally found in lobster shells and all kinds of shells like that, which means that mushrooms will forever keep their firmness. You can cook mushrooms for a long, long time and they will not turn mushy like most other vegetables will. So do not worry about overcooking your mushrooms. Just let them go until they're very nicely browned. After about 5 minutes or so, your mushrooms will be nicely browned and you can go ahead and add in your carrots and broccoli. Be sure to toss them to evenly coat them. And we're going to cook these over medium heat for just about 5 minutes or so. You want to cook them until they're tender crisp, where they're just a bit soft on the outside but still a little bit firm on the inside. And I added some chopped garlic as well. If you really like garlic, which I do, you can feel free to add a little bit more garlic in there. So it's been about 20 minutes and the cauliflower is really soft. You can tell it's done by inserting a knife, and when it goes through really smoothly and you don't feel any resistance, that's how you can tell it's done. So all you're going to do is add this to a blender, the garlic, the broth, everything. Add your seasonings. You can put nutritional yeast if you like, or just salt and pepper or rosemary, whatever seasonings you prefer. Or you can also use an immersion blender inside the pot and mix this all inside the pot. If it's a little too thick, just add a bit more vegetable broth. Now we're just going to combine everything together. So I have some leftover linguine pasta. I'm going to put that in there. You can use any pasta you like. And here is my blended cauliflower sauce. It is so smooth. It tastes seriously like it's full of butter and fat, but it is not. So I'm just going to pour some of that in there. And all we're going to do is mix it all up. However, one note if you're looking to meal prep is to actually keep the sauce separate. The sauce will soak in to the noodles as it sits, so I would suggest mixing the noodles and the vegetables and keeping the sauce on the side until you're ready to eat it. I hope you enjoy this recipe.